And we're live. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome to day one of Slaughterfest. Thanks for joining the readathon and joining us for some reading sprints tonight. Even if you're not joining the readathon, thanks for joining the reading sprints. Let us know in the chat what you're going to be reading tonight. Let us know if you are participating in the readathon. What book are you on? How has your reading been going? What prompt are you working on? All the things. And as you guys do that, I'm going to let the other lovely ladies on the sprint introduce themselves. Maybe start with Jordyn.
Okay. Hey everyone, I'm Jordyn. My channel name is Sorry Booked Solid. On my channel, I like to do reading vlogs, especially themed reading vlogs. Mystery thriller is my most read genre, but I probably don't get quite as dark and disturbing as both of these ladies do. I stay a little bit more in the fun zone. But I also branch out into sci-fi and historical fiction and just general contemporary. So I read a lot of different things. And yeah, what I'm reading. I am reading Sundial tonight, which I know Ashley really likes. So I am interested to continue reading it and talk to you about it potentially, depending on where it goes. I'm on page 85. And yeah, just kind of getting into it. So curious to see what direction this goes. I typically like more realistic stuff. So I was a little worried that this is going to be a little abstract and out there, but open mind. That's how I'm going into it. So
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you think of that. Is that the UK cover of it
it
too?
must be. I bought it in Europe, and I haven't seen it anywhere else. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is super cool. And Beth.
Hey guys, my name is Beth, also known as Beth's All Booked, here on YouTube, on Instagram, and on TikTok. I mostly read thrillers. My favorite types of thrillers are crime thrillers, police procedurals, that kind of thing. I have been reading a lot of horror lately, though, so really getting into that genre. But I do read random books here and there. I am currently reading Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets for the Slaughterfest reading on. Hear me out. I've been waiting for the audiobook forever for my library, and it finally came in, and so I was like, we're gonna use it as a prompt, read a sequel. Fun fact, I've never actually finished the series. This is the first for me. So if I did finish it this go around, who knows? Anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm reading. I'm enjoying it. It makes me feel young again, and I'm like in that whole third life crisis where I feel like my retirement plan is going to kick in really soon. And so this is like bringing back the kid.
So you've already had 2 crises. We're on the third one now. How many of the books have you read before? Have you gotten farther in the series, or is this your first time with the second one?
I've read book number 1 many times. I can't count. I used to read it over and over again every year in school. We had to do AR points or accelerated reader points, and I would read it because it was like 12 points or whatever. And then when I first started my YouTube channel, this was back when YA was all the craze, and I read book 1 again, and then I read book 2 and book 3, and I think I got like a quarter way into book 4, and then I just stopped. I don't know. And I've never gone past that. And I'm the type of person that I will not watch the movie adaptation if I've never read the book. I've never seen a Pride and Prejudice movie because I have yet to read a book. So I'm really like stone cold set in that way. So I've never even seen the movies. I've seen the first 2 movies, and that's it. I have been spoiled quite a bit because I think this series is one of the series that people don't throw up a spoiler alert for. They just automatically assume that everyone knows what goes down, but yeah, I'm ready for it anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I've only ever read the first 3, and I didn't even read them as a kid. I read them as an adult because I was like, I'm going to catch up. And then the 4th one's when they get long, and I was like, I'm out. And then I just watched the movies instead.
I've also only seen the movies, so.
Well.
And I'll also introduce myself, I guess, in case you came from Jordyn or Beth's channel for the readathon. I'm Ashley. You're at my channel right now, Ashley's Little Library. And I also read thriller, horror, do reading blogs, all the things. And I'm starting our buddy read tonight, Cirque Berserk by Jessica Guess. I know nothing about this other than it has something to do with a carnival. I think there's a slasher element to it. I don't really know. I really did not even read the description of it when we were deciding to make it the buddy read. I'm just going into it to have a good time. So excited to start that one tonight.
I've seen a lot of good thoughts on it from people in Discord who have read it already. So I'm excited.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it. All right,
Ooh,
let's
that's a
see
cover too.
what everyone else is reading. Hi, Sarah. I'll be reading an arc of Spite House by Johnny Compton. I think I just got this arc as well. That sounds familiar. Does it have like a super dark cover on it? I think. I don't know. I had a lot of random things come in recently. Hi, everyone. I'm starting with What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. Nice. We got another Cirque Berserk. I have my full reading plan for the readathon and I'm excited to get going. Did you guys create like big TBRs strict to the prompts, or are you kind of mood reading, or do you have options?
I kept it pretty manageable, at least to start, just Sundial and the buddy read as like mandatory. If I can get to it, I want to read Girl Forgotten by Karen Slaughter because it feels appropriate for Slaughterfest, but don't have anything planned beyond that.
I haven't planned anything at all. I felt like I've been reading a lot of random things lately, like things I wouldn't typically pick up. So I'm just going to let the wind blow me where it wants to blow me. That sounded really bad. I'm going to let the wind guide me to what my next read is going to be, I guess. I'm just going to go with the flow. We're just going with the flow. And hopefully everything will fit in all the slots.
The FUN prompt is the hardest for me. I don't have anything on my physical TBR that fits that, and I haven't seen any recommendations that super intrigue me, so that's the one that I'll probably miss. But
yeah, that one is really hard for me too. I have For Your Own Good by Samantha Downing, which I've read before, which fits. And then other than that, there's nothing else. From the recommendations I saw, the Final Girl Support Group by Grady Hendrix, like I would maybe read that, but it's not on my physical TBR, and I'm trying to really get through a lot more of that before the end of the year. So I am reading Spy Family for that prompt because there is an F in the title and a U and an N in the author's name. So I'm stretching it to make sense.
Yeah, I feel like that works.
More Cirque Berserk. Hey, Crystal. Finished Tender as the Flesh, 5 stars, and started Cirque Berserk about an hour ago. Liking it so far. You're on a roll. Already finished a book. First readathon. I'm excited. Welcome. Thanks for making this your first. I'm starting with Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson. A Fear Street book for the fun prompt. Ooh. Going to try and wrap up Carrie by Stephen King tonight. Good luck. Hopefully you can finish it up in the sprints. I'm reading The Funhouse by Dean Koontz, and I'll be watching Don't Worry Darling later tonight. Fun. I just recently watched that one too. It was fine. Hey, Gabby. Thanks for joining. I'm reading Whispers from the Dead by Joan Lowry Nixon. The Weight of Blood. It's a good one. 22 Seconds by James Patterson, and American Gods by Neil Gaiman.
It's a big one.
Wilder Woman by Ruth Emmy Lang. Sounds vaguely familiar. Yeah, you've got a while, Beth.
Yeah,
I do.
Hey, Lena. I'm reading Mad Honey by Jodi Picoult. Still deciding what I want to read. If you have options, Carly, we can help you vote on them, potentially influence your decisions. Hi, Tyra. Going to be starting Full Dark No Stars with Carousel prompt. Nice. And if you did the Losers Club readathon with us recently, then you have a story that you can skip because you already read 1922. Final Girl Support Group I'm doing for the fun prompt. Yeah, I feel like that'll be a popular one.
Yeah.
Halfway through Kiss Cut. A Touch of Darkness is going to be my fun prompt book. Am I missing an F? Maybe the author's name? Oh.
That's
Yep, I was
always
missing an F.
yeah, like of and the are like there are like brain teasers and stuff that do that because your brain just completely skips
Just
over
scans
it.
over it. I was like, wow, they're really stretching it, huh? No F. Reading the last thing he told me. Hello, this is my third attempt at doing a readathon, halfway through the final girl support group. So this will be your first full readathon if you keep on going. So good luck. Hopefully you can make it through.
You can do it.
Hey, Lauren. All right. So want to just go ahead and jump on into a sprint, get some reading done?
Let's do it.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. I have a spooky camp ambience for us today because I was thinking slaughter, slasher, camp. That's where my brain went. And we wanted to do a slightly longer sprint than the usual 30 to get some kickstarting into the readathon reading. So figured 40 minutes would be a good extra little bit of time. So see everyone back in 40 minutes. right, welcome back, everybody.
Hey.
How did your reading go?
Good. I think I got like exactly 40 pages read. So a page a minute, not too bad.
I went from 53% in to 60%. So not that bad. I have to listen to it slower than my normal because he talks really fast, and with his British accent, it's like hard to. Anyway, I'm enjoying it nonetheless.
Yeah, I have that with accents too sometimes where I can't listen to it too fast or I'm like, literally, what are they saying? Like I just listened to the new B.A. Paris book yesterday, The Prisoner, and that's got a British narrator. And I was like trying to get through it fast because I was really liking it, but I had to slow down because I just don't know what these British people are saying.
I'm glad to have my physical along with the audio because Scribd is having its issues.
I have tips.
Much right now.
I've learned how to resolve the problems. One, the desktop works better if you just use like your computer or something.
Okay.
And also people were telling me to remove the app from your phone and re-download it. I didn't try that yet, but Gwen just did it and she said that worked for her. So
okay. I'm going to have to try that because it's like, when I started this book, it wasn't that bad, but now it's like every other page. It's like cutting out several paragraphs.
Yeah.
It's like, why
I stopped using Scribd. It would, and it's weird because it would like time it perfectly where it's at an interesting or an action-filled part. And you're like, this isn't a part I can't skip over. Like,
is that a cliffhanger or?
I was reading, I was listening to Still Missing by Chevy Stevens, and it kept happening at the end of chapters. And that, like, there's always something interesting happening at the end of those chapters. So I'd be like, was it an early cliffhanger and now I'm missing? Or
that's so frustrating. I'm going to try to do that right now. Like,
and this has been going on for a couple of months now. Mm-hmm. You would think they would either have it resolved or like give us a free month. Like something's going on.
Yeah.
It's really irritating.
Yeah. Are you liking Sundial though, Jordyn? Or are you unsure?
Yes, I am liking it. I'm interested. The beginning part I really liked, like finding out about the family and stuff. I'm now in the middle of like a flashback section, and that's a lot weirder, and I'm not really sure how it ties into everything. So I'm less interested in this part as a story because it's like the mom's childhood, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it all ties in to the story later. But
yeah, did you read that one, Beth? I can't remember.
I have it, but I kept hearing conflicting, like some people really love it and some people really did not like it. And so I'm just like, well, I'll wait. I'll wait.
Did you read The Last House on Needless Street by that author?
I read part of it. And then I was spoiled about a character. And so now I feel like it wouldn't be as good knowing what I know about that character. I don't know. I haven't finished it yet. My kids are so loud. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I got to page 62 of Cirque Berserk, and I just started it. So this one reads super fast because there's the pages are smaller, and it just goes by really, really quickly. I'm liking it so far. I feel like I can definitely see people not enjoying this because it's just super fast-paced, unlikable characters, large cast of characters, typical slasher setup where they just throw a bunch of people at you and you don't like them, but they kind of have to do that so that you enjoy the slashing part of it. So if you like slashers, I think you'll like it. If you don't like slashers, you might not enjoy it the best.
I think some books do the every character is unlikable really well. Then some books no. I read recently Luckiest Girl Alive, and that was probably one of the first thrillers that I've ever bought, like 5 years ago or something. And I've never read it until recently, and holy guacamole, every character is unlikable, and I didn't like the book. But then again, in 1922, every character is unlikable, but I love the book. It's odd.
Yeah, it's either hit or miss.
Mm-hmm. Also,
did you
I noticed it's part of a series, but each book is written by a different author. So I'm assuming, and they don't look like they actually go with the other books because this is actually book number 3.
I saw some
What
people
is? Oh,
saying
this.
that. I
Yeah,
saw people saying that in Discord, but I assumed it'd be
because
fine
books 1
to
and
just read it.
2, books 1 and 2 have audiobooks and their own script, but that one doesn't have an audiobook. But I thought it was odd that it's a series, but they're all written by different people, and they don't look like they go together at all.
Yeah, I think it's this thing, Rewind or Die is the series name, I think.
Okay.
Which seems like a play on VHS, so maybe it's kind of like classic horror tropes that they do or something, and then it's kind of like an anthology. Yeah, I didn't realize that either.
Yeah, my book says number 4 on it, which I guess should have been a clue, but
Oh, it's number 4. Okay. Good
yeah,
to know. Good to know. Even though I'm probably not going to read the series, but
it'll be fine.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to try to catch up on the comments. Let's see. Carly was deciding, I think this was right before the sprint, between the buddy read or one of the stories from Full Dark, No Stars. So let us know which way you went and how they went. I'm reading Smithy for Animal on the cover. I don't know what that is.
me neither.
Me neither.
House of Hunger. Nice. Jessie popped in to say hello. Reading The Butchering Art. That sounds intense.
Interesting.
Be reading Cirque Berserk. Marcy popped in. Such sharp teeth. Ruthie Poo. You have to listen to that book on audiobook. I am not an audiobook fan, but that book is so funny, especially because the author is the narrator. Promise you'll love it.
What was Ruth reading?
I feel like this is probably about the comedy book that was mentioned that I can't remember the name of. Furiously Happy by Jenny Lawson.
I'm looking that up now.
Yeah, it is.
Beth was eating dinner.
I was eating pizza. Had sauce all over my chin. It's okay.
Carly started the buddy read, only got 20 pages when boyfriend called me out. Well, let us know if you're enjoying it. 40 pages read of 22 seconds. Instead of starting my new book, I'm going to finish Into the Black Nowhere.
I love that series.
Is that an older one?
Yes, and they're like really underrated. I don't ever hear anyone talk about them. I chose the first book in the series as my book club pick last year, and because it just seemed really good. And I think everyone who read it with me that month loved it. And so far there are 3 out. The first one, and they're thrillers, they're crime thrillers, but the first one is inspired by the Zodiac Killer. The second one is inspired by, I think the second one's Ted Bundy, and the third one's inspired by Richard Ramirez. So the villains in those books are very similar to those serial killers. They're not like caught in the same way or whatever, so you're still like guessing or whatever, but the main character is an FBI profiler. Like, come on now. The first one's called
exactly your aisle.
The first one's called Unsub, and it's not finished because like the backstory, or not the backstory, but the story that's in the background of like the cases is not complete. So it's not finished, but it's really good if you like crime thrillers or serial killer thrillers or whatever. The Richard Ramirez one, I'll say this book, I typically read a lot of dark things, and there's only been like 2 fictional dark books that had made it really hard for me to go to sleep at night. And the first one was the one that's based on Richard Ramirez, Home Invasion. I don't know what it is, it gets me. But then also the second book was Stolen Tongues. But
wow,
it's really good, very underrated. Anyway,
interesting.
that's my rant. That's my
Yeah, those are good though for the sequel prompt, because I had no idea what to read because I'm not as into like the detective series, crime thrillers. But if you are, or if you want to try them, there's plenty of series in that bucket.
And I can hook you up with some recommendations.
You definitely can. 22 pages of Smithy. I have lots of thoughts. It's compelling, but a little dry. Well, hopefully it gets a little better.
Smithy. I've never heard of that.
I just looked it up. It's about a researcher who studies monkeys, specifically teaching monkeys American Sign Language. So
That sounds like it
pretty
would be a
interesting.
cool documentary to watch.
Yeah,
And it's
Looks
a
like
haunted
it's
house story too, I
like
think.
500 pages. A haunted house story. Oh, yeah. I didn't expand the synopsis. Interesting.
That looks really creepy.
Yeah, it does. I like monkeys, so let us know if it's good.
Ooh, a lemon meringue pie.
Meringue.
What did I say?
I think it's meringue. Is it meringue a dance? I don't know.
Probably.
I could be wrong. I don't think I've ever
You're
made one, but
You're
I've
the
eaten.
dessert person. You're more likely to be correct.
True, you're the baker.
Look, I'll only do cookies though. That's it.
It's not one of your flavors.
No.
Hey, Katie. I got 51 pages into Cirque Berserk. I started reading horror this year, but this is my first slasher, so I don't have an opinion yet. I feel like this is a very good example, too, of what you're going to get out of a slasher, so you'll come out of it knowing if you like slashers or not.
I don't think many people do enjoy slashers.
Yeah, that's what I tend to notice, too.
Yeah, I think people tend to lean toward them, especially around my age, because we grew up in the slasher era, like when Scream was coming out, Freddy Krueger, like all those came out in my childhood. But book-wise, I don't think many people enjoy slasher books. I think I've read one that I enjoyed.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've just read There's Someone Inside Your House, which I think is a slasher. I liked that one.
For a young adult, I enjoyed that
young
one,
adult.
but a lot of people didn't like that one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed like the corn maze Halloween aspect of it at the end. That was really nice. But like Final Girls by Riley Sager, a lot of people don't enjoy that one. I did, but it was also it was like my first slasher that I've ever read, and very like reminds me of my teenage years when we would go watch Scream or I Know What You Did Last Summer or something like that. But so if it disappoints you, you're probably not the only one.
Yeah, I think we'll have a mix, a big split. We'll see. Let's see. I think Scrib's problems are mostly on Apple. When I'm using iPhone, I usually delete the app, download the book, and listen to it offline. The app worked seamlessly on Android, though, even offline. Yeah, it must be a bug.
Yeah.
It's really irritating, though.
It is.
Had some issues when I first got it, but I haven't had any problems in a while. Fingers crossed it stays that way. Yeah, you're lucky, Carly.
Yeah, you're one of the few.
Yeah, I just re-downloaded the app, so I'll let you know next sprint if it fixes it, because it should be a drastic change if it does.
Oh man, the very first book that I experienced it with, I was listening to Fairy Tale by Stephen King, and it was like the day it came out and whatever, and it kept doing it in every chapter, and I was like getting so mad. I was on, because if you ever want to complain to anyone, don't email them, don't call the numbers. You go on Twitter and you act them. And I added Scribd, I added Stephen King. I was like, I don't know if this book, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I had
Stephen himself.
anyone complain about it.
You're like, this will affect your rating. So use your connections. Let's figure this out.
They messaged me, like their customer service account messaged me on Twitter. And I was like, listen here. And ever since then, every single book never fails. It skips. It's hot in here, y'all. Do you theme your tree?
Just getting heated about Scribd.
Do you theme your tree? I saw you putting the lights up a while ago.
Yes, I put the tree up. What did you ask? Did I what?
Do you theme it? Like mine is Santa Claus themed. So all of my ornaments have to match. Everything is red, white, and black.
That's cute. We have 3 like trees that are this big, 2 are upstairs. One is like our fancy tree, so that's where I put like our nice ornaments. And then one is our fun tree, so that's where I put like our travel ornaments. And like now that the kids are at the age of making ornaments, that's where that one goes. And then this one, I actually want to make a book tree. So I just bought like some of the clear ornaments, and I want to make some like mini books of all the books I've read the past few years and make this like a book themed tree. So yes.
That'll be cute.
That'd be cute. So we have our main tree in my living room. We actually bought a really nice tree this year. And we also have 2 other trees, and one of them is for like random ugly ornaments that people give you or your kid, like Paul picks out the ugly ornaments in the store. Like, get this football ornament. It doesn't go on a good tree. So glad I'm not alone there.
Yes.
Yeah, we've all got that random pile that you just have to keep putting up.
Yeah, like you can touch this tree, but don't touch this one. This one's our fancy one.
Cool deal.
Reading The Bird Eater, scary and depressing. I think that's Anya Alborn. The Paris Apartment. That series sounds so good. Excuse me while I go make a purchase. Look at you, Beth. Influencer. I've seen that book, but I didn't know it was a series. Yeah, I recognized the unsub when you mentioned that one because you talk about that one a lot, but I didn't realize Smithy.
I didn't know it was a series either, and I bought book number 3 first because it was on, like, when you go in Barnes & Noble, the new releases at the front, it was there, and the cover looked creepy because it's like a hand coming at you, and so we bought it, and then going to put it on Goodreads, I was like, oh, it's a series. And then when I saw the title was unsub, and I love Criminal Minds, and like it links to Criminal Minds, and I was like, yeah, buy, purchase, buy. And I'm just obsessed.
You are correct. I butchered that French word.
But I do think merengue is a dance.
I think it is. A merengue.
I'm not a dancer. I can do Macarena. That's pretty much it.
Just jumping on, I was totally thinking 7 my time. That gets me all the time too. Time zones are so hard. I've been baking pumpkin cookies.
Listen, I just made some pumpkin cookies, and I even messaged my friend up because I have like my pumpkin sugar cookies, but sometimes I make the drop cookies. And I messaged my friend, and I was like, "Should I put chocolate chip or white chocolate chip?" And everybody was like, "White chocolate, white chocolate, white chocolate." But I really wanted to put chocolate, and you put chocolate chip in yours. So guess what? I'm probably going to make some more, and I'm going to put chocolate chip in mine. Because that just sounds good.
Yeah, that does sound good. Everybody's making special treats. Now I want to go bake something.
Look, I don't got these big cheeks for nothing, okay?
Same.
I'm rereading Hench. Why? I have absolutely no idea, but I need some villain love story vibes right now.
I'm gonna have to look that one up.
Follow your heart. Reading House of Hunger. Listen, I had to have a lot of restraint today because I got 2 Libby holds in. One for We Spread by Ian Reid, which I've really been wanting to read, and then House of Hunger, the audiobook. And I couldn't derail my TBR that intensely this week. So I chose to go ahead and borrow We Spread, and I put House of Hunger off for another week. Because I only get it for 7 days at my library. So I've got to really commit when I'm borrowing something. But that, I'll get to it maybe next week if the hold comes back around.
Yeah, We Spread is pretty quick. So
That's the only reason why I'm reading Harry Potter is because I waited for it for so long on Libby. And I'm like, I need to do it now or I'm going to have to wait another 18 weeks.
Yeah, I can't wait to see our book tree. It's going to be so cute.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Look, if you have an old book, now close your ears. A long time ago on Pinterest, you could buy those clear ornaments from like Hobby Lobby. And if you have a paper shredder, you shred the papers from an old book, and then you put the shreds inside of the ornament, put a little cute bow on it. That'd be cute.
Girl,
too.
I have a 1-star book here.
There you go.
I'm planning on doing that too.
Or I've paper mache things.
Oh, poor Liam Moriarty.
Yeah.
Paper mache.
Sorry, not sorry.
As well, with book pages, that'd be really pretty.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna Pinterest it up to get all the ideas.
That poor book.
I bought it secondhand, so it's lived a long life, but I hated it. Instead of putting it in a little free library and making someone else suffer, I will just make it into art. So.
That's good. No shit.
I can't remember that one. I remember the setup. It's like set at a beach and she's like a therapist, right? Or am I thinking of something totally different?
I
There's
don't
some
remember
kind
the
of
beach
practice.
part, but I didn't like it because there were a lot of fat-phobic comments against one of the characters, and it wasn't like one character was just flawed. It was like every single character literally had something to say about it, and I was like,
then don't read Luckiest Girl Alive, because it's like normally fat-phobic comments or things in books don't bother me. I am plus size, and I feel like it doesn't bother me because a lot of things they say, like if the character's fat and she says things like, "Oh, I feel like a whale," that doesn't bother me because I'm like, bitch, I feel like a whale too. So like, like I can relate. But in The Luckiest Girl Alive, she's thin and she calls people like fat whales and like her friends do. And like, it's horrible. And she'll like eat an almond for dinner and then make fun of people who eat. I don't know. It's the worst fat phobic situation going on in that book. And I watched the movie too because I like Mila Kunis.
Yeah.
And it's not bad in the movie like it is in the book. In the book, it's horrible. Don't read it. Luckiest Girl Alive. Don't read it.
Is she the one that has all those opinions in the book? The main character that Mila Kunis plays?
Is she the one what?
Like the one who's fat phobic and saying all the weird things?
Yeah. Her and like even the other people in the book. It's like not just her. It's like her best friend, her stylist. She's getting her wedding dress fitted and she makes a statement about being like big on a beach, or like somebody else, like a waitress coming up to her and the waitress says something and walks off and they say something about the waitress's appearance. Like it's throughout the whole book. And I'm just like, who approved this?
Yeah, that one was older. Came out a couple years ago before people were quite as conscious.
Yeah. It sucks because the cover, though, it's the whole reason why I bought the book, because the cover is cute. But
I had never even heard of that book until I saw the like trailer for the movie, and it was like best-selling book, and I was like, how have I not heard of that?
Well, maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah,
I feel like it was really big when it came out because I don't remember if I read it or not when it came out, but I'm pretty sure I bought it back then too. I definitely don't have it anymore, but I just remember seeing the cover at like every end cap of the bookstores.
That's why I bought it. This was back in the time when I was still reading like freaking Veronica Roth and Alexandria Bracken.
Oh yeah, I mean same.
Those kind of books, and I was like, I need this book. I've never read a thriller in my life, but I'm gonna buy it. And here I am, just reading it probably 5-10 years later.
Yeah, I must have been out of my reading phase.
You were probably like 5 when it came out.
I don't think I'm that much younger than you.
You look so much younger than me. I feel like a grandmother.
I think I'm older than I probably look. I do.
I'm going through that phase where I'm not identifying with my age right now.
Our kids are really similar to the same age, so we can't.
I had mine late in life though, so well, not late, but like later than some. Yeah, and it got worse. Like you keep going, and it just gets worse and worse.
I didn't like the movie either. It was just a lot to watch. Very I really felt like it should have had content warnings before putting on screen what it did and making that like a top 10 Netflix movie of the week.
I think any new movie on Netflix pops up on the top 10, especially with someone like her playing the main role. I will say the movie is not my favorite movie ever, though I do love Mila Kunis as an actress. It's pretty different, not like way different than the book, but it left out a bunch from the book, and it kind of like there was different things. I don't know. But the movie was better than the book, if that says anything.
Paul has entered the chat.
Finished the tall grass. He's reading short books because he's behind on his
Goodreads challenge.
That's valid.
Yep, I can relate. All right, want to hop back into another sprint?
Yeah, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, see you in 40. Welcome back. How'd everyone's sprint go?
Good.
Yeah, mine was good.
I'm listening to my audiobook while I play Best Fiends,
I've never played that, but I've heard many an advertisement for it.
Same, exact same.
Don't download it because you'll get to level 400 by the weekend. It's nice to occupy when I listen to my audiobooks, but it's really addicting.
Yeah, I go through Candy Crush phases every couple of years where I'll get really into it again and I'll go another like 500 levels and then I get sick of it and I stop. And then I come back.
I like this one. It's very similar to Candy Crush, but I like this one because you don't have to, like, you do have to wait for lives to come, but once you get to 0, they let you spin a wheel to get 1 or 2 more lives every time you run out of lives. So like you can literally just keep playing. Versus Candy Crush, I would keep having to wait like an hour to get more lives, and I was like, come on now.
I never did get into Candy Crush, so maybe I'll stay away from this one too.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Yeah, stay oblivious. I did get re-excited about my book tree idea though, so I started some prompts.
Yay.
Oh, that's cute.
So I did the one Beth was talking about, where you just like shred up the paper and put it in there. So that's cute. And then I made a couple of these circle things that I think would make a cute like garland or something.
You can even make bow. You know how they do the bows too, like that, but a bow. Mm-hmm. What are you gonna do for the topper?
Good question. Just stick a whole book up there. Yeah. And then I tried to do, there's like a cool like ball you can make out of strips of paper, but I didn't make it far enough into the tutorial to actually finish it. So that's
cool.
A work in progress.
Well, I just ate a Reese cup during my sprint, so less productive with the crafts. But I am getting pretty close to finishing Cirque Berserk. I'm page 125, so I only have like 40-ish pages left.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Nice.
Yeah, it just goes by so quick. I feel like I'm not passionate about it. Like it's not going to be a new favorite, but I do like it.
Nice. Is there going to be anything to like talk about with it, do you think? Or is it just going to be like you like it or you don't, and there's not really anything to say? Like from a buddy read aspect.
Yeah, it is going to be a little difficult. I don't think there's a ton to say about it because it just does move so quickly. You do get a couple characters that you get more backstory on and sort of understand their dynamics. So I think there could be some discussion around that. And then there's a surprise element to the story that people are either going to love or hate. And I think that will spur a lot of interesting discussion.
Okay, interesting.
And that's all I'll say. My lips are sealed. Are you still liking Sundial?
Yeah, I'm more into it. I'd say I'm on page 154 or 155. So I think I'm around halfway. So I'm definitely still interested. I'm just curious where it's going to go, what the like ending, how it's going to connect the storylines again, because I still don't really know. So that's what I'm waiting for, but I'm liking it.
Good. Yeah, as soon as you know, I want to know your reaction to it because it's
okay.
Interesting.
Wild.
Sure.
Okay.
I saw Elizabeth joined us. Hello. I completely fell asleep for like 2 hours early morning. I finished Hidden Pictures, but I fell asleep while listening. Not a reflection of my enjoyment, so I'm backing it up. That happens to me sometimes too. Fall asleep listening to an audio and then you have no idea where you left off.
Yeah. And most of the time when I fall asleep listening to an audiobook and I wake up, I think I slept like an hour. So I'll go back like a good ways. And then when I actually do find my place, it was like 8 minutes back.
Yeah, not that far.
Yeah. I keep seeing a shadow. It feels like I got a hair. Or it looks like I got a stray, but it's a shadow. Weird. I don't ever wear my hair like this, so I feel like alpha, but it's cool. I put it up wet.
You don't have the He's sticking up though.
No, but every
Fully
once in a while
finishing the look.
there gets a shadow. I think it's from like I have my running medals up here, and I feel like I don't know.
Got another person reading Funhouse. I feel like that's the perfect pick for the FUN prompt.
Yes.
Definitely.
Reading Lord of Embers. Just started it. Hello. Got up to 50% in the Cabin at the End of the World. How are you feeling about it? Let us know. These characters in Cirque Berserk are so unlikable, but I'm enjoying the story so far. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts about a particular set of characters.
I think I'm not going to be able to read it tomorrow because I'm going to have company all day tomorrow. Like I live in Houston, and all of my friends and family live like 2 hours away. But when they have to come like catch a flight or pick somebody up from the airports, they always like, I'm going to come chill with you until their plane lands. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. But the rest of the week I'm free, so I'm going to try to read it before our next reading sprints, which is when? I don't remember. Is that mine or yours, Jordyn?
I think it's mine on Thursday.
Okay.
We also have a movie watch at some point, but I don't remember when that is.
I think that's Wednesday.
We forgot about the movie. That's Wednesday?
I think so.
Okay, I hope so, because I'm going to have somebody here tomorrow. I mean, I can still watch it, but it'd be kind of like, well.
We can verify. When is the 9th? Is that Wednesday?
Yes. That's Wednesday. Okay.
Wednesday night.
Also, if you're in the Patreon, the first like Amazon wishlist giveaway is going to go up tomorrow, and it'll be there for 48 hours. You'll have a chance to enter. So y'all come back tomorrow morning, and you can enter in to win a book off your Amazon wishlist. Or if you're international, it'll be like Book Depository, or I don't know how that works, but we'll figure it out. But anyway.
Didn't get any reading done. Finished cookies, fed dogs, and let them out. Now I'm ready to read, starting Cirque Berserk.
Nice.
Is that how you say that? Am I saying it correctly? Berserk?
Yeah.
Berserk?
Berserk.
Okay. Yeah. It's on some covers it has a Z and some it has an S, which I think is interesting.
I noticed that too when I was looking for an image for the thumbnail. Mine is a S, but it looks like a Z.
Yeah, mine's an S also.
Oh, mine's in the other room. I don't have it with me. But I also bought another book too, an anthology that's carnival themed as well. That I'm going to read this week.
It's perfect.
I don't remember what it was
Stick
called.
into the theme.
Welcome to the Fun House might be what it's called. I don't know.
Makes sense.
That sounds like something. 21 pages of Smithy. He's such a good boy so far.
Oh.
It's doing a good job building suspense. We know something bad has happened. That sounds like you're building to some bad news. It could be easy to get so lost and spend so much money on Etsy for your book tree. So many bookish crafts there. The mini books could be made into ornaments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Etsy is a dangerous place.
It is.
I buy something from there almost every single day.
Really?
Well, because I buy most of my cookie cutters from there.
Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah.
Tags and wrappings and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Really addicting.
I was going to say, I'm pretty crafty, so usually I'll try to make whatever it is, like on Etsy. I'm much more of a Pinterest person than an Etsy person, but looking on Etsy for inspiration is fun.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget about Etsy until this part of the year, and then I'm so deeply on Etsy for the last 2 months, and then I forget about it again, and I come back for the holidays.
Yeah. And then it's like you find the perfect thing, but usually Etsy sellers have a little bit longer like fill time than Amazon. So it's like, crap, why didn't I think to look at this?
Amazon
like,
has us
before.
Amazon has us in a chokehold.
Yes.
It's like, do I really have to wait more than 2 days to get my?
Yeah, it's like 2-week processing time. What?
or I ordered 5 books from a store in the UK called Follies or Flolies or something like that. on September 11th, and I remember the day because of the date is rememberable. But they still haven't even shipped my stuff, and they won't give me a refund either.
Oh my goodness.
So like next time I will try to find something on Amazon.
Right.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Don't recommend.
Do you guys use that site Uncommon Goods?
No.
That's also, I spend so much time on Uncommon Goods at the holidays or people's birthdays. It's really good for unique gifts. It's, I think
Cool.
it's sort of like Etsy, like a marketplace where you can sell things too, but I think they also just accumulate things on their own. I'm really not sure, but they've always got a lot of cool things, but it also takes a longer time for it to get to you. So you've got to start in November to get ahead
Yeah.
of what you want.
Yeah, I should look at this for like my husband.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's the hardest
Look
to
at it.
shop for is your partner.
Yeah.
Who it feels like you should know so well, but then it's like, gifts. What do I do?
There's too many events.
Especially
You've got
like
your
I feel
birthday,
like
the holidays, Valentine's,
Yeah,
anniversary.
anniversary.
It's like,
Yes. Exactly.
and I feel like men, well, at least like Paul, even on a normal day when we go shopping, he doesn't buy for himself. Like we buy for me and the kids or whatever. So then when it comes to holidays, I'm like, well, what do you want? And he's like, well, I need some more work pants. And I'm like, pick something.
It's always
something
clothes.
else.
Yeah.
Everything my husband wants is always either like super specific to where he should just pick it out himself because I would pick it out wrong, like a tool or something, or it's more expensive than like what you would normally spend on a holiday like that. Like tools usually come to mind. It's like, I want a whole table saw. It's like, okay, well, that's kind of hard to gift, but okay.
And listen, in our household, so like my daughter's birthday is November the 20th. And then Paul's birthday is November the 8th. And my son's December the 8th. And my son's birthday is December the 8th. And my birthday is December the 17th.
Oh my
And
gosh.
And so it's like,
Yeah.
in less than 30 days, it's
That's
my
a
daughter's
lot.
birthday all the way to well, a little over 30 days to Christmas. So it's like all of our birthdays are in this little clump. And then the rest of the year, we're like, nobody has a birthday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And so like Paul, it's like our anniversary's in November, his birthday's in December, my birthday's in December, Christmas is in December. Bam, 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 bam.
Oh my gosh.
You get one gift.
Yeah,
Choose
just
wisely.
one big thing.
Computer parts. I wouldn't even know. Like if I were to like, I need a computer part. What kind of part, ma'am? The one with the little red dots. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm glad Paul's not into tools, though. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I would have no idea what to do with those.
But computer parts would be difficult to buy for because you would have to like know like everything. You need to know the serial numbers. You need to know the exact year of the part. Or I don't even know. That's a hard one. I feel for you, Elizabeth.
This is The Cabin at the End of the World. I have no idea where it's going, even though I know how a lot of people feel about the ending, but I'm very invested.
Yep, that's a weird one.
I wish I could say something to follow that up with, but I'm not going to because.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys like that book or not like that book?
Listen,
no, I'm a thumbs down.
I
my heart.
despise. I can't say what I despise about, but it's like you had one job, dude. And you didn't even complete it. It's how I feel.
Something about me and Paul Tremblay, we get along so good. So good.
I will say the book, like the little girl Win, I like my heart. Like she had my heart, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the book in itself was good and the characters were good and like the anticipation and like everything about the book was so good. Except for the one thing, it literally took it from like a 5-star to a 2. I can't do it, bro.
I'm very, very interested to see what M. Night Shyamalan does with the movie because I feel like that fits with his style. So I don't imagine he'll change much, but I don't know. He could pull a wild card and completely flip it.
Has he adapted a lot of, like, are a lot of his movies adaptations or does he usually make the story. I don't know a lot about him as a director, but I obviously know who he is.
I don't think so. Like Old wasn't a book, I don't believe.
Right.
It's just
I don't
the
think so
original
either.
screenplay. The Village, I don't think was a book. The old people one, The Visitor or The Visitors, I don't think was a book. So I can't think of anything that he was adapted before.
Yeah, so that'll be
I haven't
interesting.
seen any of those. I'm not a big movie person, so I don't even know who that person is.
He's an icon.
I don't know who he is. Look, I don't know. Look, y'all, names aren't my my thing. So I really don't. I don't catch on to names easily. You have to tell me what movie they were in or whatever. But I will say, a little off topic. I binged in one day. I don't ever do this. The Watcher, and it kind of reminded me of Cabin at the End of the World in a sense. That I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Yep.
Okay, I haven't watched that yet.
Oh my gosh. Well,
that
was on Reddit. I don't ever get on Reddit. I was like, I need answers. I don't know what I want. I wasted an entire day for no answers.
Well, it's an unsolved mystery.
But it's a TV show. You think they would have
I know, yeah. It was kind of weird.
Because a lot of the stuff in the TV show, according to Reddit, I didn't know Reddit was like a huge thing. They're like a whole community. Anyway.
Yes, Reddit is
I didn't know that. Like I'll go to Google sometimes and land on a Reddit link, but I didn't know it was like a whole
oh my gosh, you would love it. There's so much like true crime stuff in there and theories around unsolved mysteries and all of the things. There's a niche for literally everything.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know. I thought it was kind of like Yahoo Answers. You know, like back in the day, there was like Yahoo Answers. You can Google it. People will answer the question for you. This was like, I was looking up stuff about The Watcher because I was like, okay. And then there's so many things from The Watcher in the show that's not even what happened. Like the tunnel through the house, it didn't happen.
They made up a lot.
Yeah. So I was like, why couldn't you make up an ending, though?
True. Probably so they can make a second season or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. I will say, though, the man in there, he's not normally my type, but the more I was watching it, like not a hair out of place. I was, you're actually kind of nice looking, bro.
Lots of dark features.
And this is how I know I'm getting old, because he's like not young. Anyway. The Sixth Sense. Okay, I've seen Signs. I've never seen The Sixth Sense. I am deathly terrified of ghosts. Except recently I started reading books with ghosts in them. The world is weird.
I loved Cabin in a Head Full of Ghosts. I need to read more Tremblay. If you liked those two, I would definitely recommend reading Paul Bear's Club, because I also like both of those and the Paul Bear's Club. But also, I like everything Paul Tremblay has written, so, you know, the bias is heavy there.
You get The Watcher is unsolved, right? There will be no ending. But for the show's sake, you could have gave us a little something. You know what I mean?
Isn't that like true crime though? Like,
listen, I don't watch cold cases. Nope. I don't want to. Nope. And I'll click on them Facebook articles because I'm in like a lot of true crime stuff there. And if I sit there and I scroll through all them ads and read that whole article and get to the end, and then they're like, if you know anything about this case that happened in 1921, please call 1-800-GET-LOST. And I'm just like, you literally made me waste 20 minutes of my life.
Well, that's why I just don't really even touch true crime in general, because I'm much more of a, like, I love puzzle PC type stuff. And I find that real, I don't know, criminal serial killers are not that smart. So it's either like not solved, so we don't have the satisfaction, or it's not as satisfying as like a fictional mystery that you can really make connect. But admittedly, I just don't do true crime. So there probably are some that you're about to tell me, but that's my general impression, is like the ending's not going to be worth it compared to a fictional
I like ones that are
story.
solved. So like the Zodiac killer, I could give two shits about that, but he's so smart they couldn't catch him. So there's you one that you could look into. But he
But
hasn't
then
been caught.
there's no end. We don't even know everything then.
No, and that's why I don't like cold cases, except
Yeah.
for the new ones. I think it's on Netflix. They have new ones where they've actually like did them and then gave us the ending, but now that they've solved it. But other than that, don't come at no unsolved mysteries bullshit. Keep it over there.
I
want
love unsolved mysteries.
No, I need to know.
Yeah, I'm an ambiguous ending type of girl. I don't need the answers. Ambiguous endings, love them. Put magic in a book and don't tell me anything about how it works. Like any of that.
I
'Cause it
could
just
not
makes
be
my
more
mind
opposite.
think. Yeah, I'm like, I'll fill in the blanks. It's so fun.
Nope. That's why I read that
crazy.
Chuck Wendig book, and it was probably like 7,000 pages long, you know? And I was
Yeah.
like, okay, there's got to give us some answers towards the end. Give us some answers. Ain't no damn answers. We had no idea why this magical rock was going on, why people were teleporting to another time.
You don't need to
No
know.
answers. None whatsoever. I was like, what a waste of time. Nope.
I'll go back to this before I miss this. I don't think I'm going to start We Spread next because I want to complete. That's not going to complete any prompt for me. I don't believe. So I think next I'm going to read Behind Closed Doors by B.A. Paris, and then I'll probably read We Spread.
Isn't We Spread on Scribd? I thought I saw it on there.
It is. I don't.
It's so short they would skip the whole book, though. So
yes. Well, first of all, the Scribd issues. I actually started We Spread a couple weeks ago on audio on Scribd, but the way it's written, it's very like vignette style, and I didn't like listening to it. Like I wanted to read it and have effective pauses, so I got the ebook through Libby.
Yeah. See, that's what happened with me and Any Man, which I need to finish.
Yeah.
I've been so busy with cookies, like. But I started Any Man on audio and I just could not. I was like, this is not a book for me. Elizabeth is a damn lie. Like, where is she coming up with this bull crap? And then then I picked it up and started reading it physically. And I got to the point where I grabbed a highlighter. I was taking notes. I was like, this is going to be my best favorite book of the year. But it's crazy how an audiobook
you have to like see it.
Book.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that one is
Especially books like that.
also interesting because that audiobook is also great in that it has like an amazing cast. So
Really?
it's all yes, like
I couldn't get into
Ryan
it, but
Reynolds,
I think it's because
like
when you
Ryan Reynolds
read
is
it,
in it. The author she reads part of it.
Ryan
and there's
Reynolds?
like a ton. Yes.
okay, so let me read it physically.
So I
and then
did
I'm gonna
both.
go back and listen to it.
Yeah, I did both at the
Because-
same time and would recommend it.
Okay.
But yeah.
I didn't because
But
I
I
was
agree.
like,
You have to have the physical though, because otherwise the audio
I
alone
was
doesn't make
confused
sense.
as all get out when I was listening to it. But when I was reading it, it made sense because like the parts that were in this person's perspective were told this way, and and it was just now it makes sense, and I love it. I haven't finished it yet, and I already love the book.
I think there's one page where it like repeats the same 3 words like 100 times, and that is not as fun to read via audio or to listen to via audio.
You can just sit down.
yeah, like I get it. Thank you.
Audiobooks always put you to sleep, girl.
We're talking about Any Man by Amber Tamblyn.
Many trigger warnings, by the way.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yes, it's very disturbing.
Yeah. And heartbreaking.
But very well written.
And heartbreaking. And like the way that I thought it was pitched was like, this book is like this, but it's put where a man is in a woman's place and like men finally get to see how women have to deal. And that's not it at all. It's literally just about men being sexually assaulted. Like, it's like that happens this day. Like men go through the same thing we do. Maybe not as much. Definitely not as much, but it's just like, it's a story. I don't know. I felt like I went into it the wrong way because I thought, I don't know, people were talking about it oddly, and it's definitely not that. It's just go into it as a story. It's not one of those like, fuck all men, you get what you deserve, die, motherfucker kind of books.
Yeah. Were you seeing that on TikTok? I feel like that was the commentary I saw on TikTok.
I don't remember, but possibly.
Because I thought too it was going to be like a good for her type thing, and it is not that at all. And then Elizabeth, I saw read it, and she explained it very well. And then I went into it knowing what to expect from that.
Yeah, because that's how I went into it. I was like, and I was kind of iffy because sometimes good for her books I don't really like. I don't know what that says about me as a person, but this one I was expecting that, and it's definitely not that. Don't go into it thinking that, because I wanted to cry many times in that book because it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Let me just say, I don't like good for her books where women get away with doing something dirty simply because it's a good for her book, if that makes sense. So like they commit a crime and it's okay because it's good for her. Like I don't like those kind of books.
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about every time you say that. It's like so hard to not bring up that exact book, but I totally know what you mean.
If it's justified, then okay. But like also who gives you the right to justify what you did? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The pendulum can swing in the far direction very easily, you know. People take it too far.
Yeah. And I think she took it too far. And that's what made me like,
Maybe try the physical copy because we all liked it better physically.
1.75 stars.
Yeah, that's aggressively low.
Look, I don't really. Beth needs justice. I need justice, or at least make it make sense. Like, make it like if a woman is going to kill a man, don't kill him because he tried to kiss you. And that's stupid. You go through this whole book trying to seek out justice for this other man, and then you just like, okay, whatever, dude, you go ahead and walk away while I'm gonna kill my best friend because he tried to kiss me. And then like people are like, yeah, good for you, girl. Like you literally, that does not justify murder. Sorry, but if he would have did something worse, like killed or assaulted somebody else, then maybe. But like, come on now. Come on now. And every single man in that whole entire book was written horribly. Not all men are bad. I have a son, and I pray on everything that he doesn't get treated poorly in life simply because he's a man. Maybe that's why I think that way too.
Well, hopefully you're raising him well, which I'm sure you are, so that he doesn't get put in those situations.
I don't know.
And on that note, do we want to do one final sprint?
Yep.
You guys
Sounds
cool
like
with doing
me.
30, doing a little shorter?
Yep.
Like in the movie Enough with Jennifer Lopez, that was justified,
I haven't seen it.
Oh, is that what they're referencing?
No, that's not what she was referencing, but that's how I read it. I was confused for a minute, but then anyway, okay, that's good.
Happy reading, everyone. All right, welcome back, everybody. I finished.
Are sounding like a robot to me.
Me too.
Oh, carry on.
Hello, everybody. Do I sound normal?
Is this better?
No.
Now it's like echoing. I'm hearing a repeat.
Is it still repeating?
Okay, not repeating, but still robot-y.
You guys carry on with your updates. I'll try to.
Someone asked if the buddy read was part of a series. I can hear myself echoing.
Yeah, I can hear you echoing too.
Do I sound like a robot or just my echo?
Just your echo.
You're still echoing?
Yeah, it sounds like it's like playing back.
I think
hear
it
myself
might
leave and come back.
Ashley, why don't you get out and then come back in? Am I echoing still? Okay,
Nope.
I think it was her computer.
Yeah.
Somebody asked if it was part of a series. It is technically, but it's not a series as in they're not connected in any way that we know of. We talked about it earlier. We think it's just like a part of like a publishing line or something like that, but not like a series in like the same characters and stuff.
Am I still a robot?
You're back.
Yes. Okay, what happens is if your AirPods ever disconnect during a sprint, then you're screwed and you have all of these issues. And my AirPods died during the sprint, so I had to disconnect them, and then I forgot and didn't think about it. But anyways, what I was saying was I finished Cirque Berserk like 10 minutes ago. So then I did research this, what you're talking about, the series, The Rewind of the Eye. And there's like over 30 books in this series. And the description, there's like a list on Goodreads. I can drop the link in the chat if anyone wants to see all of them. The description for them says, imagine your local movie rental store back in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Remember all those fantastic covers. Remember taking those movies home and watching in awe as the stories unfolded in nasty rainbows of gore. Remember the atmosphere and textures. Remember the blood. And then there's just all these different books, and there's like mini series within it. So some people wrote multiple volumes of their stories. So they're all retro-y.
Like nostalgic kind of.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Goosebumps where they're part of a series, but they're not.
Yes.
Sort of thing. Okay. I have to sneeze so bad, but it won't come up.
There's a couple that looked pretty interesting. The only other author I recognized is V. Castro, but other than that, I've never heard of any of the other authors. Oh, and Haley Piper. But anyways, sorry that got derailed.
No problem.
How's Sundial going?
It's going. I'm on page 189. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like the past like 100 pages have all been like the same. Like it's just building the story. So, I think I have like 100, a little over 100 pages left, maybe like 150. So, I'll probably finish tomorrow at some point.
I just got the Hacienda from my library just now, so I'll be reading that this week. I'm gonna see if I can fit it in somewhere. I didn't get much reading done this last sprint because I'm probably like, okay, Beth, we get it. I posted my Elf on the Shelf cookie sale, and like literally one girl, you know, like those people. I went to school with this girl, and she's bought cookies from me before, but you know those people who like know everybody, you know, and she knows everybody, and she shared my sale, and so I got like 4 or 5 messages like of people, give me this, give me that. So I was busy doing that, but
Nice. Well, that's a good thing.
for now, until it's like 3
Too
a.m. and I'm
much.
3 cookies short.
Yeah.
But it's okay. I'm getting faster and faster every day.
It's cool. I put my little ornaments up, and it's not quite the vision yet, but it's what I could do with
it's
no
looking so
scissors
good.
and no
Oh.
hooks and like
If you were to
one.
make it like cutie, well, not even cutie. Somebody I know put up their tree, or I'm a November 1st kind of gal, and like this girl is too. And she put up her tree, and I don't know where she found them, but apparently chains are in. Like they look like the paper chains that we made in school,
Oh, yeah.
but they're like
Oh.
fancy. And she has them in her tree, and they look so good. They're like
Okay.
fancier though. You can make like if it was like your taste, but you can make like book paper chains if you can like figure out
Maybe
how
you should send me a picture of that if they're like
I have-
fancy,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
could
that
be
sounds
fun.
fun.
see if I can find a good picture of it. She hasn't posted like the photo, but you can see it in the background when she posts her kids.
I assume this was due to the robot voice.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that. Also, hi, Jesse. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, I was just a mess this last sprint. I forgot to put the timer on. I sound like a robot.
Okay. You're probably not going to be able, I'll have to maybe send it to you. But for people watching, you see how it has, wait, where's my finger? You can't see the chain. It's not paper though. It's like a silver material. For those
Like
who are
ribbon,
just curious
maybe?
about my comment. Maybe.
None of these are making
But to me,
good.
it looks cute. And she has like in different parts of her tree.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. Or I was thinking like some kind of like garland or something, but
yeah.
I think it needs something else other than just
Color?
the color of paper. Yeah, exactly. Some
You
kind
could
of
like
color.
take the book pages and splatter it with with paint and then do the craftiness.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna
Or one
working
last
on it.
idea. You can take the clear bulb, and like I said earlier, you can paper mache it with the book pages to cover the bulb, and then paint an image or words or something on the bulb to give it.
Yeah, that's a cute idea. And I still want to do within the clear bulb, I want to make like the mini book covers and do like all the books that I've read this year so far, although I don't know if it'll fit, but like that'll be more colorful because it'll be like all the book covers scrambled together.
That's gonna be you can finish a whole audiobook. That's gonna take some
no
time.
kidding.
At least in my brain, I'm envisioning that it's gonna take some time to make.
Yeah, it will. And it's gonna take time to like print all of
This
the
is
little
my
mini
tree.
covers that I need.
Can you see?
Yeah, it's so cute.
It's like Santa Claus themed.
I love
We
it.
bought it looks small because like the room is tall. It's a 7.5 foot tree. But I need a lot more ornaments because we went from a pencil tree to that big tree. Anyway,
Yeah.
I love Christmas.
Same.
Oh, wait, I'm very curious about this, Elizabeth. Are you reading the physical copy as well, or are you just doing the audio book?
I agree. When you're reading the book, I listened to the audiobook and I followed along at the same time because of the pictures. And I don't remember if it was Elizabeth who I was telling or somebody I was telling. You can definitely read it without the pictures because in the words, it kind of explains like what you're looking at, what the kid drew and stuff. But however, the pictures like make it creepy. I think the creepier ones are when it's like the crayon drawing and like the little black scribble girl. Those are creepy as hell. But and then like the portrait parts, they're not as creepy. But
Yeah, I completely agree. It adds to it for sure, but you're not gonna not understand something if you don't have the drawings.
Very true. Yeah, I have the physical copy, but I've been waiting for the audiobook hold before I read it. All right. Well, that was a slightly chaotic but productive sprint session. Glad we survived it. Oh, Keisha's just popping in too right at the end.
Hi, Keisha.
But we will be live more this week. Upcoming events, we've got a movie watch Wednesday evening. Don't know the exact time. Check the Discord for details.
I think it was 6, maybe 6 Central,
6 Central, 7 Eastern.
7 Eastern.
We
Yes.
have sprints on Thursday on Jordyn's channel, Sorry Book Solid, which is linked down below, as well as Beth's channel, which is linked down below for sprints on Saturday.
Listen, I couldn't even remember the prompts. My head has been elsewhere.
Listen, we've all got announcement videos. You can check
But
them
yeah.
out. All the details are in the descriptions. Go in the
One day,
Discord. Oh, and now we've got Beth. Yeah, you guys can, you'll figure out the details. We trust you guys to figure it out. But thank you guys for joining the sprints today, and I hope everyone has a good rest of their evening, and we'll see you again in a later sprint session. Bye, everyone.
Sounds good. Happy Slaughterfest.